Do not accept this brand. I accept perfection. And we're going live!
Oh my god.
We are most certainly live. So we do have Emperors on Survivor, and our other team on Special Infected. We do have the opening hit of a Hunter Spitter Jockey and a Charger.
Once again, guys, this is going to be played on Pro Mod Reflux. For these that do not know what Reflux is. Oh, no, this is EQ.
Idiot, let me do the talking.
I've been doing CCT4 stuff all day. I've been doing CCT4 stuff all day, man. I'm sorry. We're playing on EQ1.3, which does reintroduce the Scout into the game, so you guys will get to see a little bit of a sniper in action.
Okay, well, we do see the Charger spawning up behind. Charger does come in. He's going for that long range charge. He whiffs the charge. The jockey lands momentarily on. Michelle does get cleared. Hunt against Ski. Spit goes down and nothing. Spitter's dead. See, this is how you talk. Fluent. Fluid.
Very
like water.
Like water. What are you, Bruce Lee? You don't know Bruce Lee?
No. I do know who Bruce Lee is. I'm not... I know I'm Welsh, and I know I live in a cave, but Jesus Christ, even I know who Bruce Lee is. He's a sports commentator, right?
I'm done with you. Anyway, we're going to see Team Emperor is pushing it down the off-ramp here towards the undercarriage of the bridge. The witch has spawned up. She's somewhere ahead underneath the bridges. I don't want to search out just yet. I wonder if it's possible for a draw crown now. Let me go look.
She is... I can't actually see where she is.
I can't either. She's not on my HUD, though, so that means she is spawned up. Unless the witch is up and died.
Perhaps she's dead. There is no point, obviously, in EQ for the witch, so she may well be dead by now.
Yeah.
Rip witch!
I mean, as long as she dies on the other side, it's fair game, I guess. Unless the teams want to kill her.
But we do have an exit up for Special Infected. It is going to be another tri-cap, but this time with a boomer instead of the smoker. The attack is now going in. The boomer gets a nice tri-boom. Do them thanks to a proxy. A smoker pole does go out. Charger is going ham. Fist going in. And the Charger is now dead.
Indeed, and actually a lot of damage going out there on Team Emperor, so for Rugby saying that it seems probably going to lose, they've done quite a bit of damage on the first two hits, and just like that, the tank is up in the hands of Orange XD for Team Red Velvet. And with that absence of Worms, we're going to go ahead and switch over to the Scout here and see what he can do with some early chip here on the tank.
Sorry, I'm just having to reconvene who I am to Johnny Cash in-game, otherwise I will get my ass kicked. See, I did miss the Scout, but the tank is currently sucking up the chip as we speak. Ooh, a nice first hit though on the initial car. We'll get that in, I imagine. But the Scout is still currently going ham for the chip. Not bad. I mean, tank's just shy of taking 1,000 chip. But he's pretty much lost his first pass as a result.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's 135 damage per shot?
I think it's 135. It might be 125 now to the tank, because the tank does have a separate like all the SI have their modifiers basically, depending on like whether it's a body shot or whether it's a headshot. I think the base damage is about 125 to the tank. It might be 135. But there is only 8 shots in the clip now for the Scout as opposed to the default 15, I think. But the tank is rolling in. He is currently getting shredded. He's lost about 3k HP, just shy of. Now he's under that 3k mark. Here comes the Special Infected support. The Hunter does land. The jockey going for the intercept. Does not get it, gets M2. Does get the intercept shortly after. The Smoker gets a pull. Tank has managed to get a fist and is probably going to get a corner in on Nick, which he does get, which unfortunately sends Nick onto the other side. The audacious attempt at a curb rock, but his tank is up shit creek. He does get a follow-up punch on Coach. But that is going to be the tank dealt with, and we see quite a bit of chip going out on Coach and Ellis. 2 sets of pills committed, and of course Ice, who's currently playing Nick, did take a punch from the tank there after the Godframe wore off from the smoker pole, so he took about 50% of his perm as well.
Definitely. I mean, good damage are coming out from that tank, especially with the Scout, which could get a lot of early chip if you allow it to. So for what it was, he got a lot of good damage. But Hunter going in here in the room, trying to start something here, but gets hits up there by Coach. Spit goes down. Hunter eating a pan by Coach, and Boomer landing that single boom out to Coach. Everything getting shut down relatively easily there. Coach manhandling almost everything except for the smoker that was in the back. So that is one attack they've taken very well. Now it's just a matter of if they can make it safe and with those 2 big green health bars that they have left on Nick and Rochelle.
Well, the witch is out the way, the tank is out the way. Coach essentially gets to be a sponge now, along with Ellis, and take up, the portion of the big hits. But I do like the addition that the Scout brings to tank fights, because, I mean, yeah, you can get great chipping on the tank when he's miles away from you, but as soon as the tank commits, the Scout is virtually useless to you. It's just such a slow weapon, and you have to be, accurate with it. We do see a Boomer going, though, but he is going to fall too short for the long-range vomit. Charger has pre-spawned behind, but he's probably going to be going for a despawn. No, he is actually going to pursue along the cliff. Very sneaky there, and a bunny hop. Did you catch that?
I was actually expecting Fragarino, or Fragano, I should say. I didn't see
You didn't
the
catch that Charger.
The B-hop they did? No. I saw him land.
Oh, no, that was amazing. Like you know when they come down the drop.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'll explain it after this last hit. That was a damn good bunny hop. Props to that. We do see the final attack going in. Smoker is going to whip his pole. Hunter is coming in. He's going to get skeeted. Spit around. Boomer waddling in. Boomer does proxy on 2 survivors, pushing Nick outside the safe. Thankfully, he's not really that much bonus, but he does still have perm. The clears are coming out though. The attack has been dealt with. Just the death spit puddle in the way now, and he is going to be in. They do get inside. They close the door behind them. And we do see a 424 health bonus going out. But back to that bunny hop. Yeah, so you know where they dropped down?
Mm-hmm.
The Charger spawned up there and walked like along the cliff and ended up sort of... He started bunny hopping basically as he ran along the cliff when he hit the porta potty at the bottom of the hill. He just kind of skimmed along the hill and then bunny hopped down it.
So he surfed the cliff behind the porta potty.
Yeah.
And then started b-hopping by the porterhouse? Really? And he made it all the way over there?
Yeah, he spawned right at top at the campsite before you drop. And he walked and skimmed along the entirety of the cliff and then started bunny hopping when he hit the porta potty. And literally bunny hopped in right behind the survivors. He'd been spawned for ages.
Wow.
That's a hell of a bunny hop.
I know we don't see much b-hopping in the American and EU scene like that. Damn. But regardless, we're going to be going live here with the second half. We're going to see this team switching up. Red Velvet taking up the survivors with Team Emperors hailing from Russia over on the SI. And let's see if they can equal what Team Red Velvet did on the other half. Attack him in here though. Hunter lands on Nick there. Spit goes down on top of the hunt, but it falls a little bit short there. And everything else pretty much getting shut down or cleared instantaneous. Really the big hit there was from the jockey. But the Charger only landing one punch out onto the survivors along with the stumble. So not all that much damage, but Rugby took definitely the brunt of it. So it did kind of stack up onto him.
Well, we are going to see the next come up. The witch. I don't know. Well, she is. I can hear her crying now, but I just certainly didn't see her last time. I guess she got taken out really quickly.
No, I don't.
We do see a Boomer going in.
Did she die again?
I have no idea. I might not even be awake. We do see the Charger rocking in from above. It does manage to get the Charger in on the shell. The smoke gets an intercept on Ellis, which now has been cleared, and the Hunter does land momentarily on the back in Coach. Or in the back on Coach, I should say. But the tank is going to be spawned. It's up in the hands of Fragana. And we're going to see the tank. Well, he's just punching doors out for the time being, but I guess we'll see him go for his car. He is going to be pretty adamant, though, about not taking too much chip from that scout.
Indeed. So we'll see the scout being picked up in the hands of Ellis, aka Rugby. And Tank looks like he's going to commit right now, climbing up the sign there on the ladder. And he's going to push right into survivors. His SI are ready to support him. And yeah, he's looking for a corner here on the scout, looks like. Gonna try and make something happen here. Nice dead step though, built by the scout on the Hunter. Does help out there a little bit. And the SIR landing, Jockey and Hunter both connect onto the survivor. Smoker pulling the other side in the back. So that might be a double cap locked up in the back. I can't see because I'm on the tank. But no, that it looked like the double cap did actually get cleaned up in the back there. But Frag, I know, is gonna die. But not before a lot of damage actually gets pushed out onto Team Emperors. Or Team Red Velvet, I mean. It's so hard.
One thing to remind the viewers of, the tank doesn't have slowdown. So he catches up pretty damn quick. And that's the problem when the tank commits and you have a scout. He's on top of you so fast, and as you saw from the tank's first person perspective, you know, the scout is such an easy target to get cornered. But we do see the survivors progressing their way along the motel walkway towards the alarm guard. We do have a Hunter pre-spawn with a spitter ready to go underneath. The Hunter gets skeeted, though the jockey and Smoker come in from behind. The spit goes out, but everything's been cleared. Everything is dead. The survivors are safely out of spit. So, I mean, they're handling their attacks well. It's just a shame that the tank, I think, was allowed to get a bit too much more damage than it should have been.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely some good SI support. The Hunter jockey led it, and then the Smoker was there to kind of help with the 2-cap in the back. But unfortunately, the jockey got cleared a little bit too early before the Smoker could help out. And yeah, we'll see Team Red Velvet already sitting below the health bonus of Team Emperors when they made the safe room. So Red Velvet's got to try and keep it all together here and make the safe room with what they can in order to keep the game close. Please don't kick me. Okay, it didn't kick me. I had to respec because the scores are messed up. But it does look like we're good. Survivors are starting to drop down the hill now, though. Nick leading the way. And he does have a little bit of health bonus, so I'm assuming he's not going to want to get capped here, most likely. He's just kind of like clearing out the common, if anything. But
well, they do still have 3 sets of pills, so I mean, he's probably a good one to sacrifice. He does have the scout. He is going to be able to clear from range, but the rest of his teammates are going to be able to clear so much quicker. Survivors have reached the base of the hill, though. The hunter is pre-spawned on the cliff above them, and it looks like the attack is coming in now. Boomer does go, get a boom in on one. Hunter gets M2'd. Smoker gets a repull intercept on that. Hunter goes for the follow-up scratch. The charger whiffs his charge. It's currently being focused down with the scout on Ellis, which the scout is now on, and the SMG5 from Michelle. But that is the attack dealt with. They're going to take probably another attack here, right at the base of the hill, or maybe near enough right at the top of it. But there wasn't particularly that good of a sacking order either, because the Boomer died first and the Kappas all died sort of in succession afterwards, so it's probably going to be a 2-2. And it is a 2-2. We do have the Hunter, Spitter, Jockey and a Boomer, so there is something to spit on in terms of the Hunter pounce. But the clears have been going pretty damn quick. We do see a Boomer going in and getting popped near enough instantly as I say that. The Hunter is desperately trying to get Ellis, but he's up the cliff. The Jockey's been taken out behind him, and that's going to be safe from for Team Red Velvet. There is an army of common in pursuit, but they're past the danger area. And they are going to be making safe room with a respectable bonus of 192. So 232 distance points separate our two teams. Thankfully, something is doing the math for me.
I was gonna say, I think you just read off the difference battle. But no, so we will see a little bit of a difference here going into the second map, but nothing too big, around 200 points as battle said. So really actually keeping it close, closer than Rugby thought, because he, once again, coming into this game, Rugby was like, we're probably not going to win, we're just playing it for fun, his team. But they're keeping up with Emperors, which is surprising. But it's really going to come down to the further maps, because as maps go on in this campaign especially, they get longer as well. So we'll see you know, just how long Rugby and Co can handle Team Emperor, or maybe they'll even take the lead. Alright, so my binds are working now. They're not kicking me. Hopefully it stays that way. I'd rather not get kicked for my binds.
He's still a nuisance.
I know. I try. And
well, we do have near enough a quick ready up. We do have 7 of 8 players ready. And round is going live. Opening hit for the SI is going to be that Spitter, Jockey, Smoker. And I can't see the final spawn. It is going to be the Charger, so it is a tri-cap with Spitter. Probably the best hit you won for this area. Coach is currently doing the traditional baiting task, looking to not get jocked. He does M2 the Jockey gets shut down. Charger follows up instantly, does not get a charge or even a stumble. Smoker pull goes out in spit, but Ellis is already out of there. And that's a near enough a flawless shutdown, apart from Nick catching a bit of despot there.
Yeah, Nick getting a little bit too aggressive there, trying to make his way out of the safe room before the spit actually died off, and he ate 24 damage actually because of that. And besides a little FF that went in there as well, a pretty well handled attack there. So we will see the Survivors moving the way up here, which is at 27%. Hopefully she doesn't die again. It's kind of my hope. I don't know why she died last round. Maybe that's like a glitch spawn or something. I've never seen that before. I've never seen a witch just up and die. But
No, the witch isn't really that important in EQ. It never really has been as far as I know. I think that's why there's no points offered for it. But I do believe Pro Mod does force a witch spawn on every map. I'm not sure if they applied the same thing. It's been a long ass time, unfortunately, since I really worked on EQ, so I couldn't tell you for sure. But we do have the next SI hit up, and it is going to be a tri-cap with Boom this time. Boom does land in the back, Jockey lands on that. Charger is going fist, but the Jockey gets stumbled off. The Smoker tongue gets near enough cleared instantly, and he's just going to be left. Nope, his ear's going to go in, he's going ham. Goes for the victory and scratch on Michelle. And we do just have one survivor, Boom, who's currently being pursued by a small army of... Oh, there's the witch, she's right in front of her. Coach goes for the crown, he jet stores! Oh, he gets the second shot just before the witch scratches him.
I wasn't even on Coach because I thought the witch was going to die again. But yeah, the witch was at 27%, so they are supposed to spawn, I'm guessing.
I've been kicked by an administrator. I knew it would happen. It has happened.
Allow me to tell a show that you're supposed to be here.
I knew it. God damn it, Ika, this is your fault. Your karma has ruined my stream.
Alright, so I went ahead and told them you should be able to come back here relatively soon, but Knights of them going out. Oh, a quad charge on top of the ladder! Gonna unload into Team Emperors on Jockey Lance as well. Gonna do a lot of damage. What a charge there by Team Red Velvet. Sends one survivor back down the ladder. Unfortunately, there was no spit, but a beautiful hit, and look at Team Emperor's health. Absolutely decimated, and now the tank is up in the hands of Rugby for Team Red Velvet. Probably their best tank and bet here at getting wipe. Let me see a charger going in for a little bit of cheek charge. Not going to find it though, but the tank is on the survivors. Lands one double, and his coach back towards the ladder yet again. He's going to go for the corner onto Ellis and grab it, of course. So that will be a down to him, and now he's going to put his focus over onto Nick. It's one punch onto him. A second punch misses, actually. Rugby dies.
That was very unfortunate for Rugby. It's a shame I missed that amazing attack as well at the top of the ladder, considering I was booted from the damn server. I was asked earlier by Frozen. He was like, who are you? I was like, I'm the caster. Kiss me. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I kicked you.
Are you back in now?
I am back in now. I'm still upset about the whole scenario, though. This is a racial thing, isn't it? This shit would never happen if I was white.
But yeah, oh, really well played tank there by Rugby. Unfortunately, the SI help was a little lacking. But another attack coming here, though. Jockey Smoker both landing on top of Nick, who is a scout, trying to really shut down the scout's potential there. But unfortunately, it kind of backfires. And that's kind of the thing that you see happening with EQ, or whenever there's a hunting rifle or scout into the game. You see all the SI try and dogpile the scout, and then that's exactly what happens most of the time. They have the dogpile, and they all land on him. But then it's like, alright, now there's 3 survivors right next to you who are going to clear you right away. So it's kind of like you got to send one designated SI at the scout. It takes a lot of coordination.
The scout is always a solid target. Which, saying that though, we do see a jockey Hunter coming in with a smoker and support. Hunter has a 24 damage pounds. Spit goes down on it. That's going to be 1 in cap on Nick. The rest of his teammates are boomed and are currently in pursuit to get the pickup. But yeah, that's one mistake people make. Like, the scout isn't the hunting rifle, in the sense that it doesn't fire like a glorified machine gun with a scope. So the scout isn't really as important to cover instantly as the hunting rifle was in its predecessors, like Fresh and the earlier versions of Pro Mod. Because, you know, you can't clear 3 SI in one clip. But we do see the attack going in, and Smoker does get a pull momentarily in the back, but it does get cleared. Charger whips his charge, but a nice quad boom goes out. But all of the capping SI have been dealt with. The common are all behind, so that's going to give the survivors here another solid run to the safe run. And they are in. The door is shut. They do preserve some bonus, and they make 180 bonus out of it.
Indeed they do.
See, what, 900 points separating the teams.
Yep, a little bit less than that. And yeah, so we'll see Team Emperors, as Val said, make their way to the safe room with not too shabby of a health bonus. But we'll see what Team Red Velvet can fire back here on their survivor half. And that tank is pretty tricky. It pretty much spawned as soon as you get up the ladder. You have to move like right in front of that air conditioning unit up there. Like the weird like right angle type deal thing. But yeah, so we'll see a quick ready up here on the second half. And we'll see Team Red Velvet over on the survivors with Team Emperors on the SI. And we'll see the same attack as well. Smoker, Jockey, Charger with that spit. And we'll see what they can make happen. They are trying to chip the spitter through the ceiling, but I don't think they're going to find the sweet spot.
It works, because they're both taking some damage. Jockey is kind of getting picked. The shotgun does actually manage to pick the spitter. The Charger takes the target. There's no spit to go down in it. He does get a slam, however. Just a shame with the spit on top of that. That probably would have been a solid 50, maybe 60 points of damage. But the Smoker waited way too long there. The Jockey had been chipped down quite a bit, and the spitter was, you know, moments from getting picked before the Smoker actually decided to pull. The first attack dealt with near enough about the same amount of damage going out, actually, all things considered. And we do see the next attack up for the SI. It is going to be, once again, it's a 2-2 this time, so not a tricap, thanks to the sacking order. Jockey, Boomer, Spitter, and a Charger. So big damage potential if they can land that charge spit. But unfortunately, I think the Jockey here is just going to be a momentary distraction. Here comes the Jerky. Charger goes for an audacious long distance charge, doesn't get anything, but that Jockey does land him in the back. And he decides to troll the Survivor team by walking the Jockey coach right past them all into the spit puddle. I love that Jockey.
Best.
Please highlight him.
I will highlight.
How much damage you did, man?
I did. I even took I took a highlight of it.
Give that man props.
I will. But we do have the Witch being taken there by Rochelle. She almost screwed that up. Rugby actually had to come in with the Scout and get the final shot on the Witch, as Black only did 900 damage out of the needed, or 1,000, I should say. So, a little bit of a mistake there. Rugby, though, looking over his teams, or his teammates, I should say. And we'll see another attack looking to gear up here. It's going to be a Charger, Smoker, Boomer, and a Spitter. Attack coming in. Boomer landing on 2 survivors. Smoker instantaneously getting killed off by that Scout, as well as the Charger. And that will be all she wrote for that attack. Boomer looks like he wants to save it, though, and he's going to do just that.
Probably a good decision because they know how close the tank spawns to the top of the ladder. Land a solid multi-boom there, and and you can get that Jockey or that Smoker pull forward just to trigger that tank spawn, and you pretty much guaranteed yourself a wipe. But one thing, yeah, it's kind of weird to see. We didn't really see a Witch on the first map because I don't think there was one. But in that scenario, both teams missing the crown essentially. Coach was really lucky. He missed the first shot entirely on the Witch and got the second shot. We do see the Smoker get that Pogo, but it does get cleared from below. The Jockey does manage to intercept on top. It does fall down below. Smoker pull once again going out. Rochelle getting cleared. The Hunter's been taken out. Boomer falls in, gets himself another proxy. The Smoker gets the pull once again, but he's got nothing to really work off it. Survivors do trigger the tank, and they are just going to push straight up into it. The tank has no SI support. This could be really bad for the special effects. Tank whips his first punch on Rochelle. Does get the follow-up, does have his corner, but he has 3 survivors shooting the shit out of him. Ellis above him with the SMG. The Scout getting some shit from behind. His Charger gets picked by the Scout user as well. Tank whiffs his second punch. Jockey intercepts, but the clears once again go out. Boomer does follow up really late, but the tank has been dealt with. 1 in cap. And quite a bit of damage done to Coach as well, but Shimmy and Rugby are still holding solid HP.
Yeah, I have to say, going back to that ladder hit, really well played by Rugby. Like, he did amazing ladder climbing. Like, he stalled on the ladder, shot the Hunter, shot the Jockey. And he really did a lot of work with that Scout on the ladder. That was impressive to watch. And yeah, so we'll see Team Red Velvet pushing away past the tank. Really well handled as well. They pushed the moment the SI went down with that ladder hit. And even though they had the common trickling, they still made it work out pretty well. And now we will see them make their way up to the event here, which once again is obviously a running event. You have to run up and push that button if you want the Horde to stop, because if you don't, it's not going to. And we'll see attack coming in here at the beginning, actually, for Team Emperors. Smoking and pulling the back. Hunter as well landing on the Coach inside the carousel with the spit going down on top of that. He's not the health bonus, so can easily just pop a set of pills and be on his merry way. And they're going to do just that.
Smoker is still up though, so they have to be careful that he doesn't get a follow-up pull on Michelle. She has joined the rest of the team now. Smoker is going to despawn just to preserve himself. But it looks like we're going to see probably one more hit here before the save from at least a full SI hit. They still have a spawn which is about 4 seconds out. So it's going to be cutting it close. They do have a Hunter, Spitter, Smoker, and the final spawn is a Boomer. The Boomer does get a nice double proxy in front. Smoker gets a pull once again on Rochelle. Hunter gets a cap in the front on bonus. Spit does go down, but the survivor is wisely on top of the railing. But Nick is still taking damage from it. Rugby losing about 40 solid HP there. He was on top of the railing and thought he was out of the spit, and he was not out of the spit. So he suffers an in-cap right at the safe from door, which is going to hurt the bonus quite a bit, but Shimmy is still holding about 90 solid. And they're in with a 308 health bonus, so pretty respectable, brings the scores right back in line. There's only about 64 points separating the teams now. It's a close one, kiss me.
Indeed. Red Velvet bringing it back there, actually. So really well played there by them, and really excellent scouting by Rugby. He's getting a lot of frags here in this game. And hopefully he can continue having a good aim with that gun and help carrying Red Velvet to a victory here, maybe over Team Emperors, which would be an upset, even for Team Red Velvet, who didn't think they were going to do that well against them.
Painted like this when I was a kid. Baby blue. I think my dad.
I never heard Rochelle say that before.
Oh, don't get kicked.
I don't think I'm being kicked. I'm okay. I'm hoping I'm okay. But yeah, so coming into the third map, we're gonna see everything still be the same pretty much. Team Emperors will be starting off on the Survivors with Red Velvet on the SI, and only a 64-point game as Battle said last round. So Emperors really in a virtual tie right now with their opponents. And with that, we will be going live. So map 3, as I said before, Emperors on the Survivors, and SI being held by Team Red Velvet.
I don't know what we do see the opening hit of a Jockey Hunter, Spirit, and a Charger, so it is a pretty big damaging hit if you can land the charge, but it's always the first SI to get focused in this area. And you either all come from the front or you all come from behind, so it looks like the SI are positioned to come from the front. Jockey does spawn up, does go for the Jock on Coach, but doesn't get it. The Charger gets instantly focused down and destroyed. Spit goes down to nothing. We see 6 points of damage going in from a Hunter Scratch. That's it. You see what I mean with how teams focus that Charger? Oh, Charger's up, Charger's dead.
Yeah, I mean,
Jockey was still in the M2 animation. He was still stumbling.
yeah, I mean, there's not really much that you can do. If your SI don't go in before the Charger's most likely gets mowed down, especially by teams running 2 SMGs, or even 2 shotties if you hit all your pellets, so they can just, you know, shred through Chargers. But we will have the next attack coming up here, though. Hunter Spitter Charger with the Smoker, so a good hit potential and a lot of damage. Charge does land on the Coach here after slamming against the wall. Smoker trying to pull Elsa into spin. He does just that, but Coach taking a brunt of the chip. That was about 60 damage worth of it on the Coach, and he's going to be committed to popping a pill there so he can move on with this team at normal speed.
Well, that works really well for the SI. There is a Deagle up ahead of them as well, which they will be hoping to take. Coach has found himself a Katana, but this tank isn't going to spawn until they drop.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those tunnel tanks. I don't think there's a single person out there that actually enjoys playing this tank on either side. Because if you're the actual tank, you rely a lot on your SI support. If you don't have good SI support for this tank, you're absolutely done for, because it's a very hard place for you to get anything. But, you know, Survivors as well, it's very hard if they eat a Boom or the SI. A Boom especially almost always results in a wipe here.
Well, a Boom is devastating here, even more so because it's EQ. Like, if you get boomed and you get stumbled, that tank isn't being slowed down by anyone anyway, so he's going to be on top of you so much quicker. And this area is particularly horrid for common spawns, so he's going to spawn directly behind you, sort of where the SI, especially the Hunter, is sort of hanging around now. Or they're going to just fall directly from the hole on top of you and catch you as you're backing up from the tank, getting the most of your chip. Rochelle desperately trying to pick that Hunter through the wall, but he's kind of trolling by being below the floor level.
I mean, he did get around 72 damage onto the Hunter, though. So that's something, I guess. But indeed, we will see that Charger, Spitter, Jockey, and Hunter for this attack. And Survivors do back up to grab some ammo, it looked like.
The bait is real.
Indeed. We'll
The Survivors do begin drop, and they are all down. Nothing has gone in. It looks like they're going to wait for the tank trigger. And the Mine Hunter is coming in from behind. Spit does go down. Hunter gets melee skeeted. And Coach is, sorry, Ellis is out of the Spit relatively quickly. The Coach is going to be forced to commit yet another set of pills. So that's 2 sets of pills down and tank moments away.
They might actually be able to push outside, because I think it spawns right at this opening here.
It does. The hit is nothing time. They're able to push straight out. Tank is up in the hands of Orange, and they're able to get pretty much into the pills area to stock up on the pills that they're missing. And they're more than able to sort of look out now for the SI spawns, which are up. They are all positioned on the roof, right above the Survivors, well, behind them at this point. Boomer failing his rocket though, but we do see a Jockey and a Hunter for support. Tank Rocks comfortably being skated by Fragana. And here comes the hit. The Boomer does go for a long-range vomit, whiffs on everyone, but the Jockey does land, he gets cleared, Hunter does land. Tank is going for the rock, but the Survivors are already onto it. And that's it, dealt with.
You know that Team Red Velvet's got to be kicking themselves. Because if they knew that tank was going to spawn that late, they would definitely held their attack for the garage. Because if a good Boom can land there...
Yeah, they probably would have just sacked their Spitter.
Yeah, I mean, you know Red Velvet's... They're kicking themselves in the head right now.
And on the opposite side as well, it means when they play their Survivor round, it's going to be even more irritating trying to get this, because they know that the SI are probably going to be saving a hit for this point. I mean, at least if they'd gotten an in cap from the hit when the Survivors dropped down, they would have at least held them up long enough to get their spawn. The tank is going to commit here. Boomer's got himself a sneaky little spawn, but he's desperately trying to find it. The charger goes in, Smoker goes in as well. The Smoker pull has instantly been cleared. Charger's been cleared as well. Boom's gone out on one survivor. The tank is currently going for his corners. Smoker once again getting another intercept. Tank is able to get double punches off that, but he's got a melee in his back and he's dead. So not even an in-cap.
Yeah, really well played there actually by Team Emperors. Really good juking of the tank and kiting. And it resulted in the tank being taken down pretty quickly there, even with the SI landing pretty much a majority of their hits onto the team. So Emperor is moving the way up to the coaster here. They have 2 sets of pills left to their names, and they will go ahead and pass them around. One sitting on Coach, which he is going to pop, and I'm assuming the next one will follow from his teammate F.
Well, F might want to keep on to that because it looks like Nick is probably going to need these set of pills as well. And it depends, of course, how much damage they take from this initial hit. Smoker has spawned up. They do also have the Jockey and the Hunter. No Charger though, which is going to be really unfortunate for him. And Coach has got up ahead with a bladed weapon to cut that target. Here comes the Jockey and the Hunter, both going for Coach. Coach does get the M2 on one. He turns around, melee skeets the Hunter, and then takes out the Jockey with another M2 and slide. Smoker has been dealt with, so it's just a spitter up now. And Emperors are going to be at the drop, basically, before they have a full hit up.
As EXE Club said in chat, sick is sick. He absolutely just beast moded at that top of the coast. They're taking down the Hunter and the Jockey, pretty much 180ing 3 times to complete the dual kill. And yeah, so we'll see Team Emperors making their way to the drop here at the coaster, which they shouldn't be met with any resistance, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, they're going to make it down there. It was scot-free, but the attack is going to go ahead and trigger now. Charger up top. Hunter jumping in for a DP to get Skeet out of there, though. Jockey trying to find something. Only thing finding, oh no, Jockey does actually find a target along with the Charger, and that's going to be a nice spit going down on top of the Starbase. That's going to knock down Ellis and Coach quite a couple pegs there. And Coach is going to need the other set of pills. Oh no, they're going to give it to Ellis instead.
Well, I guess Atlas is the most important too. I mean, if Coach goes down again or Coach gets pulled down, then they can just leave him and just get into the bonus. Just get into the second with the bonus they have. Smoker pull does go out though. It does go out on Rochelle, who was carrying the wealth of the bonus. She's now being reduced to still. The Charger is going in on top of that. Does get the charge. Gets the follow-up slam as well. The boom does go out on Rochelle and she does take it down. Jockey lands in the back on Coach and gets a second in cap. So that's 2 survivors down. The button is still going. And prematurely, Alice and Nick have dropped down, but they have to get down fast if they're going to pick up Rochelle.
This is actually really looking at a wipe here for Team Emperors. I don't know if they're going to be able to actually make a comeback from here. Because obviously the Jockey did die, but there's going to be 4 new spawns coming up before that cross yet again. That's even if they decide to wait. Yeah, the button's still going. A nice DP going out, but it's on the in-cap survivor, so it doesn't really count for anything. And yeah, they still got to get Coach up here, and it looks like they will be able to secure the pickup. But once again, the next attack is coming up, and they're going to hit again on the cross. So Team Emperors has to shut this down this time. They can't afford to eat it like they just did.
Well, Rochelle is getting destroyed by Com in the back, so she's already down to slow. They now have 3 survivors slow, and Rochelle's HP is getting a bit low. So she's going to be in danger of that sneaky Hunter scratch or even just a momentary leap scratch by a Jockey. They do have the hit up. It is going to be a Smoker, Charger, Boomer, and a Jockey, so it's ideal for pulling people off, and that Boomer is great for causing confusion. Survivors are once again in position to take the rest of the drop. The Common is still piling in. The Boomer gets a spawn, gets a single boom out on Coach. The Jockey goes in, gets M2'd off, but the Smoker gets a pull. The Charger comes in from behind and whips the charge. Coach does not suffer an in-cap, and the Smoker does get taken out along with the Charger and the Jockey. But the Coach is in no man's land, and he's being left by the rest of his team, rather wisely I think at this point. Just going into the back corner, it looks like to get down by Common.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them. There's no way they're going to save Coach at this point, and especially with him being black and white. Oh no, he's up black and white, but still he has 1 HP, and they don't have the HP to go back. Rochelle's bleeding out, Alice is bleeding out, which he's now slow again, or will be momentarily. Hunter coming in though, looking for the last hit here. Boomer actually helping the Smoker secure a pull onto Nick outside the safe room. Hunter laying on Rochelle inside the safe room, and that's going to be an in-cap out on Nick, and now they can save Nick if they decide to. Or they can just close that door and call it a day, but it looks like they will go back out, try to help out. Oh, and Rochelle getting stumbled into the spit, taking away the remainder of her solid health. Good play there by the Boomer, putting himself in the perfect position to get the stumble into the spit. And Coach is actually still not dead. Coach is actually still standing.
Coach is a beast. And Rochelle had no purely fool. She went down. She was the first person to go down on the coaster. Like,
really?
As they tried to cross. Yeah, she was. She's the one who got pulled down.
Oh, okay. I thought she had a little bit of perm left. I was mistaken. But Jockey spawning up.
any business really. I mean, or any bonus at all once they make this. Coach has gone down, and he is now letting the common slowly but surely kill him. The rest of the survivors are just sat in the safe and bleeding out. There is a charger waiting on the outside looking to try and get that 2-point in-cap / stumble, or potentially even the kill if there's a black and white survivor in there. Which there is. I believe Sick is... No, never mind, Sick is in-capped.
Yeah, Sick is coach. I'm like, he's going to be killed up regardless of what happens there. But yeah, so we'll see a little bit more temporary bleed out of the survivors as Ice and Fragano are completely bleeding out here. F has a sliver of permanent HP left. Spit goes down actually inside the safe room, but it's not going to touch anybody. I thought it might hit Ellis there for a second.
Spit had to wait until they had 1 HP, but they're not going to go and kill Coach. They do wait for him to slowly bleed out. They do make 27 bonus with 3 survivors, giving them a total score thus far of 2,122 points. So 700 points separating the teams just about. So not too bad by any means.
I wonder if from where Ellis was standing, if the Charger could have actually done a stumble on him, because he was standing up on the railing, and I'm pretty sure if you take a jockey and you jump at the Charger as he's charging, it's some weird glitch, but you can actually stumble midair if you hit like a jockey or something. I wonder if that would have been enough to hit Ellis. It wouldn't have been gapped him though, but it would have done damage to the perm because he was on the railing. But yeah, so we'll see the round going live now. Teams switching things up. Red Velvet over on the Survivor side with, of course, Emperors on the SI. And we shall see the Survivors making their way out safe from here. Let's go ahead and first person someone because it's dark as can be in these tunnels.
Well, we saw this attack get pretty much mowed down near enough instantly. On spawn, I'd say near enough. In the previous round, so let's see what can happen with this hit now with Velvet on the Survivor side. Looks like once again everything is poised to come in front this time. Jockey not positioned as far forward. Survivor still being cautious. Hunter has pre-spawned and the attack is coming in. The Hunter gets speeded instantly. The Charger whips his charging, gets clubbed by a melee. Jockey lands momentarily, but it's cleared. See about 11 points of damage, so roughly about the same, I think. I think we saw, what, 6 from a Hunter scratch go out in the previous round?
Yeah, there definitely wasn't that much damage on either side coming out on the first hit. But that's to be expected. It's a pretty obvious attack, you know, where it's going to come from and when it's going to be triggered. But yeah, so we'll see Team Red Velvet pushing the way up here through the tunnels, making a little bit of headway here. And the next attack is looking, it's going to come up right now. Charger, Spitter, Smoker, making it happen. Smoker gets a brief pull on Nick, but it's still, the charge does miss, but the pounce does connect. And Alice will soak up a little bit of that spit damage, but not that much. And we'll see around 15 damage, I want to say, from that hit.
How about that? The survivors are going to be pushing their way through the maintenance room though and up towards the room above, where the Katana does wait, and the Magnum. I love me a Magnum.
That sounds weird. Battle.
What? I love Magnum.
Sounds weird. Fair enough, fair enough.
Well, the SI do have a boomer. And I do have the Charger and the Smoker, so we might see an attempt here for a death ball. But I don't imagine the SI will be wanting to send in the full hit on this, especially judging on what happened last time. Unless they get it in extremely quickly. But it does look like they are poised to go in on this. Survivor's taking their sweet ass time and the bait resumes as we clear out all the common currently in sight in the Tunnel of Love. There's still about 400 down there, so they're going to feel like it is when they fall down.
Yeah, that's why I don't like clearing common here, because I always feel like as soon as you drop, there's just common all around you regardless, the ones that you can't see, because it's such a narrow sight down. But we will see Rochelle drop down onto the top of the Swan Head, and she will go ahead and start clearing out the common as the other servers wait up top. And it looks like they still want to throw this attack here early, which is strange, because that means that the stars can push out. But they are going to go ahead and drop down. 2 people do get boomed, and Charger actually pushing Rochelle, or clearing Rochelle, I should say. And the Smoker will not be able to grab anybody. As I said, though, he grabs onto Coach with the repull. And still a little bit of damage going out, but like 10 damage maybe, if that. Like nothing really major to speak of.
It's rather minuscule damage, and it hasn't really caused the hold-up that they would have liked either. They are having spawns coming up, but the tank has been triggered. The spawns are now up, but they're nowhere near enough in position. Identical in terms of support for the opening hit. It's going to be a Hunter a Hunter Jockey and a Boomer. Tank is going to insta-commit though, and here comes the support. Boomer lands himself a nice double boom. The Tank almost having a quick corner. Jockey lands on a really separate Rochelle. Tank gets a double corner. It's up to this Hunter. This Hunter's got to go ham and it's got to land. Hunter gets M2'd and shut down, but the Tank has secured 1 in cap. Gets a follow-up punch on Ellis, and looks like he's going to take the in-cap on Ellis while the commons deal with Nick. That is probably going to be the wipe. It's just Nick left up. Tank is down to 1000 HP, but I'd say he's in enough HP to go in there and finish this off. But he does get hit by a melee, and there is a deagle on his back. But that is going to be the wipe.
Indeed, so a really quick commit there coming out from Team Emperors with that tank, and it surely did pay off in the end in dividends, giving them a lead of 410 points going into map 4, which is not insurmountable, but it is definitely a hill to climb here for Team Red Velvet, and we'll see if they can actually make it happen. They definitely need a wipe here with this map 4 tank, though. They can't settle for anything less. If they don't get the wipe, it's probably curtains at that point, but we'll see what happens.
400 points is still doable, but thankfully it is a European tournament. Well, kind of European, it's Russian, and it is international, so we probably will not be seeing the finale play.
It is so weird seeing this vanilla save from now, because in Pro Mod you have all that stuff in the backfield of it. It's so spacious.
Yes, I remember. Oh, come on now, that was fun.
But yeah,
Spacious stuff is spacious.
it is definitely spacious. I would like a house that is like this, very open, not much furniture. But yeah, so we will wait for the teams already up here, and as I say it, we are going live with the final map. Once again, guys, you are watching the Dead EQ1.3 Cup. Team Emperors going up against Team Red Velvet. This is the round 5 game for both these teams, but we're still in the first week of the actual tournament. If you're a little bit confused by what I just said, type ! brackets into chat, and you guys can check out what I mean. Pretty much all the round games are out, and the teams have 3 weeks to play all their round games. But this is the round 5 game for these two teams, if I'm not mistaken, and they're in Group B. But yeah, so we'll see the round going live here. Once again, Emperors on the Survivors with their opponents on the SI. And we'll see what happens here. They do decide to push out saving now. Boomer getting popped immediately upon spawning in, though. And Tricap does come in. The only thing landing, though, is that Smoker. And it does get some actual good damage onto Rochelle for the, you know, accounting for that the other SI had absolutely nothing happening for them. And that will also trigger tank in the hands of Shimmy for Red Velvet.
He's getting chipped to shit. He's already lost 1000 HP thanks to a couple of shots from that scout and a couple of pumps from the shotgun. Scout is in the hands of Ice. Tank is currently repositioned behind the bumper cars area, and he's getting his dumpsters. One dumpster flying in. Oh, that's a hell of a bounce. It almost bounced over, like, onto the tree, over the hedge, and onto Rochelle's head. Tank is on the roof. He's still on first pass, but I mean, he's not going to be one to show himself here because they do have a scout. We do have the hunter pre-spawned, and it is now jumping around. Tank does land a nice rock on Ellis, who really wasn't paying attention there. Which is a bit surprising considering he is the scout user. No, wait, no, I lied. Nick is the scout user. Ellis has got a shotgun. Nick is not getting any eyes at all on this tank to get any chip, though. Tank hasn't actually taken anything since he backed out of the bumper car area. He does catch another rock, does Ellis.
Shimmy with these rocks, just absolutely pelting them down on the survivors, and Ellis being the recipient of 2 of the rocks. And that will be the smoke getting picked off on the side of the screen there. And Hunter's still jumping around. Charger as well, looking for a target. Charger does find one, and the rock will go down, but completely whiffing actually on Coach and Ellis.
They've already got like a nice amount of damage gone in on F already thanks to the 2 rocks he's caught. Tank is still on first pass. He is, well, he's taken 1 bullet of chip in like the last 2 minutes. He is now going to be passed in 2 seconds. What the hell? That was weird.
What? How tank changes control?
Yeah. The tank is now committing it, looks like. He's going for his dumps, goes for the first hit, doesn't get anyone with it, and he's taking a lot of chip. His support needs to come in now. Here comes a Tricap, Jockey, Charger, and a Smoker. The Smoker does land. Charger whiffs, Jockey land. Smoker has been cleared, but the tank does have a corner, so he's probably going to get himself a free down. You might not even get that. He's got no HP. He's dead.
Indeed.
So that's a tank dealt with pretty comfortably, all things considered. I mean, suffering no in-caps is always a good way to walk away from a tank. Especially when he gets a corner and 2 of his cappers land.
Yeah, and that actually spells really bad news for Team Red Velvet, because they really needed that wipe. At the very least, they needed a lot more damage than what they got onto Team Emperors. So, Red Velvet definitely in dire straits right now. They need some big hits here to wipe Team Emperors. We'll see a nice double boom landing, start things off here. Smoker Pole getting a cut out immediately. And that is a double cap landing, a triple cap, in fact, with the Smoker bringing up the tail end of that attack. But it is all quickly cleared. But regardless, still good damage going on Team Emperors, dropping your shell and Ellis down a couple notches. And yeah, so we'll see them push their way through the map.
I'm a reload.
Pistol.
Well, they have taken quite a bit of damage. They have committed 3 sets of pills. They do still have 1 set of pills on their person, but I think if they can get a bit more damage in, Red Velvet that is, they could probably prevent them from making the event. Or at least making safe them with significant enough bonus, because I mean there's only about 400 points going into it. We do see the attack going in, a nice separation split goes out, Jockey gets an intercept on the inside, and Nick did make it outside to coach some additional cover because he is currently hoarded to shed. He does commit that last set of pills.
I feel like if we see one more big hit from the SI, we could see a wipe here still before safe room. But then you also have to think that Team Red Velvet's also going to have to actually make it with a 400 health bonus.
Well, they do really need to sort of hit on ice as well, but there is a nice pull going out in the back. Unfortunately, though, it wasn't the scout user, so the clear does go out. There is a hunter looking for a pounce. Self-clear once again by Nick. Spinner gets taken out, attack is dealt with, and the event has been triggered. They really need to get something on ice, because at the moment he's holding the scout, which is really great for chipping SIs are coming in, and obviously long distance clears that we just saw with that smoker, and he's holding all of their bonus. I mean, there is still a little bit left on Rochelle, but if you can get a full-in gap out on bonus, then the delay in the pickup alone is going to give you enough time for sort of 2-3 hits in this area. The SI do have a hit now. It is going to be a Smoker Jockey charger, and the Spitter it is spawned up, it is coming in. Smoker does get a pull off. The Jockey looking for an intercept on Michelle, gets M2'd off, gets M2'd again, and then shot in the face. Just the Spitter left up, who's going to try and die in front of the doorway and prevent the survivors rushing through. Does kind of succeed. Nope, Rochelle and Nick are able to sneak past that. Smoker is in hot pursuit, but the survivors are butt rushing to that safe room. Rochelle has gone slow, but they're making their way through it pretty much. Coach with the melee in front. Boomer does spawn, but it looks like it does get a nice double boom actually. A charger spawns up, whiffs the charge, goes in for the fists, does get 1 but not really on bonus. Survivors are near enough in the safe room at this point. A hunter is going to land on Michelle on the outside. Coach is going to go out there and man mode it though with his machete. And that is the safe room door closed with 272 bonus.
Yeah,
Final campaign score for Team Emperors, 2,894 points. So a big ask all of a sudden. It's now, it's a custom 500 distance points map as well, isn't it?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this map should only be worth 500 points. I'm not sure if that carries over into EQ, though. Or did you guys use the same scoring?
We used it originally.
Okay.
Carried on in Pro Mod.
Oh, okay.
On
So,
some
yeah.
maps. But, like Parish 1 has since been changed back to its default and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So it is going to be 500 custom distance. So the max health bonus that they can get is 1,000. So they're going to need 700? Yeah, they're going to need like 700, aren't they?
They're going to need quite a bonus.
Yeah, 500. Yeah, they need 7. A little less than 700. So that's a huge health bonus.
Well, they could essentially get it if no one gets in-cap. Because EQ does, of course, use hybrid damage scoring as well, so there is a combination of the two. You can't just designate someone as sponge and just hope you're not going to lose any points for doing so, because you will actually lose bonus as well from people taking too much damage.
Indeed. So as long as they minimize the damage here, we will see a potential comeback here from Team Velvet. But once again, it is quite the hill to climb at this point, but we'll see what they can actually make happen. And they actually push a scout out here first in the hands of Rochelle. That's a little bit unorthodox. Usually you have the scout sit in the back so he can clear the SI off his survivor teammates. But we'll see the smoker spawning up on the side by the campers, but immediately picked off there by the scout. Boomer rocketing, lands a single boom onto Alice. Charger whiffing his charge, but that does let Tank get a free exit there pretty much from the bumper car area. Tank will be in the hands of F for Team Emperors. So final tank of the game.
If the survivors hold this place, they are going to push up though. Tank is currently hitting his dumpsters, but I was going to say if the survivors held that place, it would force the Tank to sort of put himself in a bit more of a viable position for Rochelle to get some chip. At the moment, she's not able to focus on the Tank at all because she's got an army of Common chasing her. Tank is taking his sweet time though and getting near enough every dumpster from this area onto the roof. Single boom does go out. Thankfully not on the scout, so the scout is free to chip away. Tank is now coming into vision, but there is a dumpster barreling. It does get stuck on the first set of benches. This is, I think, where the problem happened before. The tank is down to his second pass, but we didn't really see any chip go out on the tank once he made it to this rooftop. Like with the Deagle and the Scout, you can get quite a lot of chip. Survivors have rotated to the safe room. A smoker does get picked. Tank is going to have to commit pretty damn soon, though. There is 2 dumpsters. Rochelle is dangerously between both of them. He does manage to make it around the corner. The tank is still in hot pursuit. And the tank is now going in with dumpsters. Tank does get a punch on Rochelle, but it clears her off the dumpsters, gets a follow-up punch. Boomer's coming in from behind, gets a booming on one. Tank goes for a second lucky hittable, doesn't get it. Does have an in-cap, but he's losing health fast. Here comes the rest of the SI though. The Hunter is jumping around looking to get a cap on someone. He does get a cap on Rochelle. We do see an in-cap going out on Nick, and a jockey does land momentarily on Ellis, but there's 3 survivors up. The tank has no HP to speak of, and he's having no love with the citables whatsoever.
Coach is almost dead there.
Down long enough. Oh, he doesn't get the punch. You can see he was going for it.
Oh, but they do get off Coach for that split second to clear the charge, and Coach slinging it 1 HP downed, and he will get picked up. Orange's life just flashed before his eyes. Good proxy.
We see another double boom head.
Indeed we do. Boomer rocketing down, causing the survivors to just pop in midair, but he does end up proxying onto Rochelle and Nick there. And yeah, so we'll check the health bonus really fast. The health bonus is at 640, so I believe that does seal this game up for Team Emperors. I could be wrong, but we'll wait and see what happens.
We'll see. I don't think they can really suffer another in-cap, otherwise they're not going to have the bonus to make. If they take any real significant damage any further, like if Rugby suffers any more permanent health damage, I don't think they're going to have enough bonus to actually make it. And I made a mistake as well, by the way, because this is EQ 1.3, there is no hybrid bonus that didn't actually come into EQ until 2.0.
Oh. Maybe that's why we also see the tank still switching. And we do see the Witch actually getting drawn here by the hand of Coach. The Smoker does get shut down. Nice double charge laying out to Alice and Nick, though. The spit going down on top of that. And even the Hunter catching the tail end of that attack. It will deal a lot of damage to the survivors. And
that destroyed the bonus.
Yeah.
3 people, all bonus, all caught in spit.
Yeah, that absolutely just wrecked everything that Team Velvet was hoping for. And that was a hell of an attack, and the spit spread was absolutely perfect. But yeah, with this being EQ 1.3, as you stated, there's probably also tank switching. Well, there's obviously still tank switching enabled. So
that
if you
seems to be a server-side thing.
Really?
Because, yeah, we initially, the whole tank switching thing, we stopped in like the original version of EQ, like the first release. So that's been there for a long ass time.
I wonder what they have on the server that's actually causing it to switch control. Unless the admins
I'm not
wanted
sure.
it.
We do see it coming up for the SI though, and it is coming in now. We do see Boomer getting popped near enough instantly though. Charger rockets in, does not get his charge, gets shut down as a result. Jockey does land momentarily on Alice for a couple of ticks, but he has subsequently been cleared as well.
Oh, Rafa will rue that intermittent, whatever. That noise, intermittent. That squeak you hear is probably battle. It's his boiler.
Like he was my boiler. My boiler, it don't like me. It likes to start beeping when I start casting.
Boiler is life. But yeah, so we'll see quite possibly the last attack here for the SI, depending on when they decide to bring on the actual. It looks like they're going to go here, so if the survivors do eat this attack, they could spell for a second attack here closer to the end. But the attack does go in. Charger gets absolutely destroyed there by Coach. One-on-one gets Katana down. Hunter landing a 2 damage DP out under Rochelle, who is the scout. And Smoker also pulling Nick into the spit there. Going to do a lot of damage actually onto him. But that might be the last attack because they didn't eat it too heavily. And Balaka, along with Nick, are pushing up towards the safe room.
Yep, they do. Well, I don't know actually. I don't think they have melees, so this is where it's going to sort of slow down for them. The SI hit is coming up. They are going to have a Boomer. Boomer gets a well, actually whips his long-range rocket. The Charger spawn has been blocked. The Survivors are near enough in the safe room. Smoker does spawn looking for that pull on. Rochelle does get it. Jockey intercepts, And here comes the charger. Charge the survivor out. The boomer's going to waddle in and get a nice little quad. But doesn't get the quad, but gets a double proxy. And an in-cap goes out on Coach. They definitely do not have the bonus to make it. But they will be able to get the pickup on Coach as Rochelle and Ellis are boomed in the back.
Indeed, so we'll see them restart the run into the safe room here in the final alley, and they will make it in, shut the door, but they got to cut off these residual common inside the safe room. And with that being said, that will be the end of the game, and they will make it with a 172 health bonus, about 100 below where we saw Team Emperors make it. And that will be a GG. Final scores will be 2,894 to 2,384.
So congratulations Team Emperors and commiserations Team Red Velvet. That wraps up match number 1, but week number 5.